Okay, so now we're looking at simple interest and just looking at monthly repayments. So I've just got this one example to go through because it's fairly simple. If you've watched the video on simple interest, this should be pretty easy. You'll recognize this question from the last example on the simple interest video. So we're looking at the monthly repayments on a car loan of $25,000 that we borrowed at a rate of 4.25% per annum over 5 years. 4.25% is pretty good, by the way. So we're going to work this out with 3 steps. Now I'm just going to put them over here. Basically, the first thing we need to do is we need to work out the interest, the simple interest. Then we need to calculate the total amount. And third, we do the monthly repayments. So you can't just go, you're starting to see, you can't just take a lot of these questions that you're given and just do one calculation and be done, okay? So you'll find a lot of the things that we work to, we start with the really simple, but we go into ones where just a question, but you need to be able to identify that there are several steps that you need to take in order to get to the answer. Okay, so for this one, we're going to work out the simple interest. The first thing I'm going to do is go, right, interest, I don't know. I'm going to identify my variables. My principal is $25,000. My rate is 4.25. Time is 5 years. So I start with my formula. I equals PRT over 100. Then I sub in, so my principal is 25,000. My rate, 4.25. And my time is 5. Ooh. So that's over 100. And what I end up with is, from memory, oh, sorry, it's $5,312.50. Okay, so that's my interest. Then I need to find my total amount. So my total amount is going to be my interest plus my principal. So my interest is already written there. I just worked that out, $5,312.50. And then my principal, $25,000, identified up here. So that is then going to be, well, let's put our little dollar sign, save me writing it later, $30,312.50. Okay, so finally, I need to look at monthly repayments. Now the difference here is when I identify the different amounts, monthly repayments means I need to be splitting time into months. So my interest is $5,312.50. Okay, my principal, $25,000, but my time is 5 years, which if I multiply by 12, okay, there are 12 months in every year. So if I've got 5 years, I'm going to have 5 lots of 12 months. So 5 12s are 60. So in the term of the loan, the 5-year term of the loan, there's going to be 60 months. So what I will do is use my formula. So repayment amount is going to equal the amount, total amount, over the number of months. Makes sense that if I've got a 5-year term, imagine this is 5 years, okay? That's how long I've got the money for, I've borrowed this money. And that's the amount of interest because it's just a flat rate for that term. That's how much is going to be added on. So if I look at the total amount of $30,312.50, that's how much I have to pay over this 5 years. If I break that 5 years into months, even months, I have 60 of them, like 60 months, okay? So if I then have to pay this amount over that time, I'm going to make 60 repayments, aren't I? So if I just divided, so my amount is $30,312.50. So this actually probably should be total amount that I identified. Let's go back and fix that. Okay, and we're going to divide that by 60. So what I end up with is $505.61. So my monthly repayments, so I just write my concluding sentence, and I make sure I've got my dollar signs in there, so $505.61. Repayments. So while it's only one little extra on top of what we've done, I just need to remind you that the questions you will get won't actually step you through that. So you will need to know that you have to work your interest in order to then find the total amount that you owe on the loan across the term of the loan, and then you can divide it by the number of months in the term in order to find out what your even monthly installments of repayments will be. Okay, so make sure you feel confident when it comes to working out monthly repayments, that you've copied examples, etc., before moving on to the next one, and bring any of your questions to class.